Are you thinking about getting your real estate license in Florida? Maybe you search, how do I become a real estate agent in Florida? Or maybe you are wondering how long it takes, how much it costs, what classes you need, and what happens after you pass the exam. If that sounds like you, this video is going to break it down step by step. We are going to explain how to get your Florida real estate license and what you should be thinking about before choosing a brokerage. Because getting licensed is only step one. The bigger question is what you do after you get licensed. This video is for anyone in Florida who is thinking about starting a real estate career. Maybe you are working a full-time job and want a new opportunity. Maybe you are in sales already and want to build something bigger. Maybe you love homes, investments, negotiations, marketing, or helping people. Or maybe you are just tired of wondering what your next move should be. Real estate can be an incredible career, but you need to understand the process before jumping in. Step one is making sure you meet the basic requirements. To become a Florida real estate sales associate, you generally need to be at least 18 years old. You need to have a high school diploma or equivalent. You also need a social security number to apply. And you must be approved through the Florida Department of Business and Professional Regulation, also known as DBPR. You do not need to already be a real estate expert. You do not need to have a college degree. And you do not need to already have sales experience. But you do need to take the process seriously. Step two is completing the Florida Real Estate Pre-License course. Florida requires sales associate applicants to complete a Florida-approved 63-hour pre-license education course before sitting for the state exam. This course covers the basics of Florida real estate. You will learn about real estate law, brokerage relationships, contracts, property rights, financing, real estate math, fair housing, escrow rules, and other topics that show up on the state exam. You can usually take this course online or in person through a Florida-approved real estate school. A lot of people choose the online option because it is flexible. You can study after work, you can study at night, you can study on weekends. The important thing is that the school is approved for Florida. Do not just pick any random real estate course online. Make sure it is accepted for Florida licensing. After you complete the 63-hour course, you will need to pass the course final exam. This is not the same as the Florida state exam. This is the exam through your real estate school. You need to pass that course exam so you can receive your course completion certificate. That certificate matters because you will need proof of course completion before sitting for the state exam. The DBPR says the course completion is good for 2 years from the date of completion. So once you finish the class, do not wait forever. Keep moving, get your application done, get your fingerprints done, and get ready for the state exam. Step 4 is submitting your application to the DBPR. DBPR stands for the Florida Department of Business and Professional Regulation. This is the state agency that handles real estate licensing in Florida. You will complete the Sales Associate License application. You will answer background questions. You will pay the required state application fee. And you will wait for approval to move forward. Here is a key tip. Do not wait until the very end of your course to start thinking about your application. Many people submit their DBPR application while they are taking the class. That way, they are not losing unnecessary time after finishing the course. Step 5 is completing your electronic fingerprints. Florida requires fingerprints as part of the real estate license application process. This is used for the background check. You will usually schedule fingerprints through an approved live scan provider. Make sure your fingerprints are submitted correctly to DBPR, and make sure the information you use matches your application. Small mistakes can delay your approval. Step 6 is scheduling the Florida Real Estate State Exam. Once your application is approved and your education is complete, you can schedule your exam. Florida's licensing exam is administered through Pearson VUE, and Pearson VUE states Florida DBPR candidates are required to take the exam at a physical test center. So this is not something you just casually take at home. You need to schedule it, show up prepared, bring the required identification, and treat it seriously. Step 7 is passing the Florida Real Estate Sales Associate exam. Florida requires a passing score of at least 75 on the Sales Associate exam. The exam can be challenging. Not because real estate is impossible, but because the questions can be worded in a tricky way. You need to know the vocabulary. You need to understand the math. You need to understand Florida law. And you need to slow down and read the questions carefully. One of the biggest mistakes new agents make is rushing through practice questions without understanding why the answer is correct. Do not just memorize. Understand the concepts. Here are a few study tips. First, take practice exams consistently. Second, focus heavily on real estate math. Third, learn the Florida-specific rules. Fourth, create flashcards for vocabulary. Fifth, do not cram everything the night before. And sixth, once you are scoring well on practice exams, schedule the test and go take it. Do not get stuck in study mode forever. Now here is the part a lot of new agents do not fully understand. Passing the exam does not automatically mean you are ready to start selling real estate by yourself. In Florida, your license needs to be activated under a licensed broker before you can operate as an active real estate sales associate. Florida Realtors also notes that a sponsoring broker activates the license using the DBBR Re11 Sales Associate form. This is where choosing the right brokerage becomes extremely important. Your brokerage is not just a place to hang your license. Your brokerage is your support system, your training environment, your compliance backup, your technology platform, your culture, and in many ways, your launching pad. When you are interviewing brokerages, do not only ask, what is the split? That is important, but it is not the only thing that matters. Ask these questions. What training do you provide? Who helps me with contracts? How do I get support when I am writing my first offer? What technology do agents get? Do you help with marketing? Do you provide compliance systems? Are there monthly fees? What are the transaction fees? How accessible is leadership? How do you help new agents actually get started? Because a high split does not matter if you have no training, no support, and no idea how to close a deal. At Next Realty, this is exactly why we built our brokerage around modern agents. We know that getting licensed is exciting, but we also know that most new agents need structure after they pass the exam. They need someone to explain the real-life side of real estate. How to talk to buyers, how to talk to sellers, how to write offers, how to handle inspections, how to use contracts, how to stay compliant, how to build a brand, how to generate leads, and how to turn a license into a real business. Next Realty is a cloud-based, tech-forward Florida brokerage. That means we are built for the way agents work today. Digital systems, virtual support, online training, modern tools, statewide growth, and leadership that is accessible. We are not focused on making agents sit in an office just to say they have support. We are focused on giving agents real systems, real guidance, and real opportunities. When you join a brokerage, especially as a new agent, you need to know what happens after you pass the exam. At Next Realty, we help agents understand the next steps, setting up systems, learning transaction management, understanding compliance, getting familiar with marketing tools, building social media presence, learning how to talk to clients, learning how to prospect, and learning how to operate like a professional from day one. Now let's be real, getting your real estate license does not guarantee success. A license gives you the ability to work in real estate. But effort, consistency, training, follow-up, and accountability are what creates success. You need to be willing to learn. You need to be willing to make calls. You need to be willing to talk to people. You need to be willing to study the contracts. You need to be willing to show up. Real estate rewards people who treat it like a business, not a hobby. One of the biggest mistakes new agents make is choosing a brokerage based only on the commission split. They see a big number and think that automatically means it is the best option. But here is the truth. If you are brand new and you do not close anything, a great split on 0 deals is still 0. You need support, you need training, you need leadership. You need a place that helps you learn how to actually close. So how long does it take to get your Florida real estate license? That depends on how quickly you complete the course, how fast DBPR processes your application, fingerprint timing, and how soon you schedule and pass the exam. Some people move through the process quickly. Others take longer because they are working full-time, studying part-time, or waiting on approvals. The best advice is simple. Start the course, submit your application, get fingerprints done, study consistently, take the exam. Then choose the right broker to activate your license. It is also important to note you will also have to join a real estate board to get MLS access, which can cost anywhere from $500 to $1,200, so be sure to account for that expense. After you get licensed, your next focus should be learning the actual business. How to generate leads, how to build a database, how to work buyers, how to work sellers, how to run open houses, how to write offers, how to understand inspections, how to communicate with lenders and title companies, how to avoid compliance mistakes, and how to create a repeatable business plan. That is where Next Realty can be a strong option for new and growing agents. We are building a brokerage for Florida agents who want modern tools, real support, and a growth-focused environment. Whether you are brand new, newly licensed, or already in the process of taking your course, we would be happy to have a conversation with you. You do not have to know everything yet. You just need to be serious about learning, growing, and building your business the right way. Let's quickly recap the process. First, make sure you meet the basic requirements. Second, take the Florida-approved 63-hour pre-license course. Third, pass the course final exam. Fourth, submit your DBPR application. Fifth, complete your fingerprints. Sixth, schedule your Florida real estate state exam. Seventh, pass the exam. And eighth, activate your license with a broker. After that, the real work begins. If you are serious about getting your Florida real estate license, do not overcomplicate it. Take the first step. Get enrolled in the course, start studying, submit your application, and begin building toward the career you want. Real estate can change your life, but only if you treat it like a real business. And if you are looking for a Florida brokerage that is modern, cloud-based, supportive, and built for growth, take a look at Next Realty. Visit www.mynextrealty.com to learn more. Schedule a conversation with our team, ask questions, compare your options, and see if Next Realty is the right home for your real estate career. Getting licensed is the beginning. Building your business is the mission, and Next Realty is here to help serious agents grow.